जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा। जय राधा वृंदावन बिहारी, राधा वृंदावन बिहारी राधे। जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, शिल प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्राये स्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 18, verse number 41. So please repeat after me. Sharat Vachasva Shavanamritam Radhayam Shuradharabham Strinam Koveda Chestitam Sharat Padmostavam Bhaktram Vachasva Shavanamritam Radhayam Kshuradharabhyam Strinam Koveda Chestitam Sharat Padmotsamam Vaktram Vachasva Shavanamritam Radhayam Shuradharabhyam Strinam ko Veda Chestitam Padmavaktram Vachasva Shravanamritam Radhayam Shuradharabham Strinam ko Veda Chestitam Sharat Padmotsavam Vaktram Vachasva Shravanamritam Radhayam Shuradharabham Strinam ko Veda Chestitam Sharat Padmotsavam Vaktram Vachasvam Shravanamritam Hridayam Stiva Bharabhyam Megam Someda Cheshtam. Matajis. Sharat Padmotsavam Vaktram Shamanamritam Hridayam Shuradharabhyam Strinam Ko Veda Cheshtitam. So, word to word meaning, please repeat after me. Sharad in autumn, Padma, a lotus flower, Utsavam, blossoming, Vaktram, face, Vachaha, words, Cha, and Shravana, to the ear, Amritam, giving pleasures, Radhayam, heart, Shuradhar, the blade of razor, Abham, like, Strinam, of omen, Kaha, who, Veda, knows, Chestitam, the dealings. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. A woman's face is as attractive and beautiful as blossoming lotus flower during autumn. Her words are very sweet, and they give pleasure to the ear. But if we study a woman's heart, we can understand it to be extremely sharp, like the blade of a razor. In these circumstances, who could understand the dealings of a woman? Purport. Woman is now depicted very well from the materialistic point of view by Kashyap Muni. Women are generally known as the fair sex, and especially in youth, at the age of 16 or 17, women are very attractive to men. Therefore, a woman's face is compared to a blooming lotus flower in autumn. Just as a lotus is extremely beautiful in autumn, a woman at the threshold of youthful beauty is extremely attractive. In Sanskrit, a woman's voice is called as Nari Swara because women generally sing and their singing is very attractive. At the present moment, cinema artists, especially female singers, are especially welcome. Some of them earn fabulous amount of money simply by singing. Therefore, as a taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a woman singing is dangerous because it can make a sannyasi fall a victim to the woman. Sannyas means giving up the company of a woman. But if a sannyasi hears the voice of a woman and sees her beautiful face, he certainly becomes attracted and is sure to fall down. There have been many examples. Even the great sage Vishwamitra fell a victim to Menaka. Therefore, a person desiring to advance in spiritual consciousness must be especially careful not to see a woman's face or hear a woman's voice. To see a woman's face and appreciate its beauty, or to hear a woman's voice and appreciate her singing as very nice, is a subtle fall down for a brahmachari or a sannyasi. Thus, the description of a woman features by Kashyap Muni is very instructive. When a woman's bodily features are attractive, when her face is beautiful, and when her voice is sweet, she is naturally a trap for a man. The Shastras advise that when such a woman comes to serve a man, she should be considered to be like a dark veil covered by a grass. In the fields, there are many such veils, and a man who does not know about them drops through the grass and falls down. Thus, there are many such instructions, since the attraction of the material world is a base on attraction for a woman. Kashyapa Muni thought, under the circumstances, who can understand the heart of a woman? Chanakya Pandit has also advised, Vishwaso naiva kartavya strishu rajakuleshu cha. There are two persons one should not trust, a politician and a woman. These, of course, are authoritative Shastric injunctions, and we should therefore be very careful in our dealings with a woman. Sometimes our Krishna consciousness movement is criticized for mingling men and women, but Krishna consciousness is meant for anyone, whether one is a man or a woman, does not matter. Lord Krishna personally said, Striyo Vaishos Tatha Shudras Tepi Yanti Paramam Gatim. Whether one is a woman, Shudra or Vaishya, not to speak of being a Brahmana or a Kshatriya, everyone is fit to return home back to Godhead, if he strictly follows the instructions of the spiritual master and the Shastras. We therefore request all the members of the Krishna consciousness movement, both men and women, not to be attracted by bodily features, but only to be attracted by Krishna. Then everything will be all right. Otherwise, there will be danger. Om Ajnanatimirandasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितां तं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासरितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते तप्त गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभाणो सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, I would like to seek blessings of senior Vaishnava, especially Adhikesha Prabhu Premlila Mataji, to speak on such exalted topic here, which Prabhupada is quoting very heavily. So, I will read out the translation once more. A woman's face is as attractive and beautiful as a blossoming lotus flower. During autumn, her words are very sweet and they give pleasure to the ear. But if we study a woman's heart, we can understand it to be extremely sharp, like the blade of a razor. In these circumstances, who could understand the dealings of a woman? So, when I was preparing for the class, I could introspect my life also. Last almost 16 years, I was in a Gurukul, continuously dealing with the kids, and now preaching congregation. Almost 60, not 60, 80% are Matajis who are coming to the spiritual programs, 20% children and 10% Prabhus. So almost dealing with the crowd, which has been quoted here repeatedly. So how a renunciate should be careful. So I felt it's a good warning for me. On occasion of preparing for a class, I got many instructions and I could prepare myself to be ready while preaching to take care of ourselves, oneself. So this special verse in context where Diti's behavior has been condemned and Kashyap Muni is speaking this a special verse to her to instruct and to behave properly. Many times Srila Prabhupada, especially at the end when he was supposed to pass away, some of devotees went and asked him, Srila Prabhupada, what's your greatest worry about your disciples? So he said, I am worried that my disciples are not sufficiently cautious of Maya and conscious of Krishna. So Prabhupada was always like training them nicely, giving a nice culture of Krishna consciousness and trying to bring them to the proper standard of spirituality. But still he could see, because most of his disciples were Western and they were not so careful about dealing with the woman, opposite sex. And we see in the history many then left the mission and even changed the ashram and entered into the grashna. They left the sannyas ashram and went into the grastha ashram. But still, the principles, if we follow the instructions of spiritual master and shastra in a proper way, in disciplined way, then Krishna and Guru is there to protect us. So when such purports of Srila Prabhupada comes, which Prabhupada repeats in many places very heavily, calling a woman as a Maya, and also Prabhupada mentioned when I'm calling woman as a Maya, so woman should think man is Maya for them and men should think woman is Maya for them. So both are trap for each other. So one should be careful in a spirituality and one should practice spirituality in a sincere way with following the Shastric instructions very rigidly. And that's why Prabhupada mentioned in today's purport also that everyone is fit to go back home, back to Godhead. either Stri, Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Brahmana, anyone, provided they are following the Shastric instructions properly and taking shelter of instructions of spiritual master. So our path is to go back home, back to Godhead, practice devotional service. From conditional state of bhoga vritti, we want to shift our consciousness towards seva vritti, to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So on that path, there will be many ups and downs, and our consciousness may go many times towards lower modes of nature, and we may get attracted to the opposite sex, may fall prey to that. But again, we have to understand the mood of Srila Prabhupada of this preaching Krishna consciousness all over the world and follow the instructions of spiritual master with proper shastric instructions and the standards. So, Srila Prabhupada many times also mentions about this, that whenever butter and fire comes together, they're bound to get melt. The butter is bound to get melt. Whatever years you may put the butter inside the freeze, as soon as you take it out and bring in association of a fire, it will melt. So only way is that if you put the butter in a proper pot and put a fire downstairs, then it will melt, but it will convert into the ghee. So devotees compare that pot as a agrahastha ashram. If there is a proper shelter, the butter is put in a proper pot. And if a fire is there still, that butter will convert into the liquid, but that will be converted into the ghee. So that proper pot is required to deal a male and female, that is a grastha ashram. And that association, and in that ashram, that association is allowed with certain limitations, and one can practice Krishna consciousness in that ashram also in a proper way. But principally, everywhere the free mingling of male and female or interaction of male and female, they are restricted even in the Grastha ashram or a Brahmacharya ashram, especially for renunciate and Brahmacharis, it's 100% restricted. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, he always says that one should interact with Matajis only for the sake of some service. When there is a dire need of service, one can interact, that's it, not more than that. One should not intermingle or talk unnecessarily or try to speak something which is not expected and try to associate with them when it is not necessary. Only if there is a dire need of some service, one can just speak, do the needful service, and just come out. That's it. I remember, I will not mention the name of Brahmachari. So he was taken to Pune for his very critical treatment, and somehow that time in Chowpati, the manpower was not much, so he was not assisted by another brahmachari. He was alone, and because of not having many facilities, he was there with one family couple, and he was taking treatment. So practically every day he has to take medicine from the, because the husband used to go for a job. So whenever medicine is required, he has to take from Mataji only. And for a day he is there in the house. So whatever interaction for lunch, prasad or other things, many preparations required, health food required, he has to deal with the Mataji. And after maybe a treatment of 3 weeks or a month, then he came back, and still he was practicing Krishna consciousness very seriously, and now also is in a very good standing, delivering a lot of responsibilities and serving in the mission. And he mentions what was the reason for the protection. One thing was because the Mataji was so, like both couples are so devoted, and the only dealing they were having in the house was when medicine is required, when food is required. That's it. Except that they never got any conversation beyond that. And every time, more than that, if conversation required, when husband comes, then only he will talk some more words. That's it. So he followed the Shastric instruction and instruction of Guru also, because treatment was important to recover his health. And he came back in a protected way and continued his renounced order and still serving the mission. So, the Shastras sometimes quote some heavy words, and here especially Prabhupada is putting very uh, different kind of natures of the woman and how they looks and what kind of things attract everything. Even in the mission, we see when Srila Prabhupada was there, and Prabhupada also used to quote these words many times in the lecture because he used to preach in Western world. And one time especially, Yamuna Mataji was sitting in the class of Srila Prabhupada. It was Bombay, that time, 1973, I believe. And Prabhupada was giving a class, description of women and how they are like a Maya and their nature and everything. And many men were sitting, Yamuna Mataji and very few Matajis. And Prabhupada asked Yamuna Mataji, so Yamuna, what you feel? And Mataji surprisingly answered, Prabhupada, you are right. And then Prabhupada said, but it's not applied to you because you are not just a woman, you are a Vaishnavi. And then Prabhupada made it like, when somebody is practicing devotional service and he is sincere enough, then Mataji's, Prabhuji's, that does not make much difference. But one has to follow the restrictions, but simultaneously respect each other and follow one's role as per the given instructions of spiritual master. And in fact that like every day, whenever there is a Shringara Darshan, so we put Yamuna Mataji's audio clip and every day we hear her voice in the temple. And that's a direct instruction of Srila Prabhupada that every day you should put Yamuna Mataji singing of this Brahma Samhita verses. And every day in Darshanarti we hear that. But nobody feels that it's attractive. Yeah, spiritual power, the beauty, everything is definitely attractive. But it's not like a feminine character or something which is like lusty thoughts comes out of that. Because that purity, anyone can sense in that voice. And that's why if someone is woman or men, that doesn't make much difference. But one has to just keep a distance when one is in a renounced order and follow the instructions given. So Shastras usually gives such kind of purports. Acharyas also give such kind of purports to state certain points which are very important. So here the context is where, as we know the story, whole story. Initially, Diti, she had a desire to enjoy in the evening and get the sons who can be powerful. And when Kashyap Muni understood it's evening time, which is not right time to conceive, but she forced, so to fulfill her desires, he followed, and then two great demons, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, came out. And then Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, to kill them, then Lord has to come as Narsimha Dev and then Varaha Dev and do so many things. And after that, when Diti again understood her both the sons are now died, she is desiring still more to have a son which will kill the Indra. So today's context where Diti is requesting her husband to fulfill her desire to conceive a child and get the child who will kill the Indra. And she is trying to serve her husband with the best of her capacity and please him so that he will fulfill the desire of her. So, Shastras also mentions about whenever such kind of situation come. So when a woman, she is serving her husband very faithfully, very surrendered way, it's a duty of a husband to fulfill her whatever desire is. So Kashyap Muni, now understanding because she is serving me so nicely, so happily, in so surrendered mood, I have to fulfill her desire as a husband. But then simultaneously he understood the injunctions of Shastras and he started criticizing and blasting the wife with all these heavy words, how she is a Maya and how she is an obstacle for spiritual life, and all the words Prabhupada is also quoting repeatedly in the purports also. So whenever the context is there, the Acharya speak this aspect and this stresses more about the concept of Maya and how one has to be careful. And we see different contexts and there are different points of stress. Although the glorification of woman's beautiful character or beautiful bodily features are there in many places in the Shastras, but the point is stress as per the context. So here the point is stress about the beauty of a woman because the context is a different. We see the story in Padma Puran also. There is a glorification of prostitute in very detail about. There is a story that there was a person who had a leprosy, and his wife was very chaste and very submissive to him, and she used to serve her with all her capacity very submissively and try to please him. And he was very diseased, and she was serving him very nicely. One day, a prostitute was going in front of their house, and that leopard person in a diseased condition, he saw her and got attracted. His mind got like disturbed and by seeing the features of that prostitute. And the wife could understand because she was constantly with the husband, serving him for everything practically. She could understand my husband is not happy and he's disturbed. So she directly told, is there any problem? Please let me know. Is there anything lacking in service of yours? Please let me know. The husband, like, if she was like asking again and again, so he mentioned that I got attracted to that prostitute, so I want to enjoy. The wife was so humble, like she went directly to the prostitute. She helped her in many of the activities, not telling anything before. And then when prostitutes saw like someone is coming, decorating my house, cleaning my house, doing so many nice paintings, everything, she asked, who are you? Then she directly told, my husband got attracted to you, so he wants to unite with you. So could you please fulfill my desire? That's my husband's desire. Then the prostitute agreed, like, you did so much service to me. I can definitely fulfill your desire and your husband's desire too. So I can't come there, so you can bring your husband here. The wife was so chaste. The evening time she told her husband that she has agreed to unite with you. Please come with me. Then he said, then how will you take? Because I am leopard, I am so diseased. So she practically took him on the back and started walking to prostitute house. So on the way, the leg of that husband, leopard husband, got uh, not he practically kicked, but it got uh, just touched to the Mundak Rishi who was there on the way. And Mundak Rishi got so angry and he cursed that you lady walking in such a not a good way and your husband's leg touched me, practically hit me. So I curse your husband will die after tomorrow's sunrise. The wife was so chaste that she, because of her chastity, prayed to the Lord and said, let there will no sunrise tomorrow. And because of her chastity, it went like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. There was no sun rising at all. And then everyone, Lord of Sun and other demigods, Indra, they got frightened. What is this? The whole system of the universe is changed because of her chastity. And then everyone came and prayed to her and they bless that your husband will not die tomorrow, but please take back your curse and let sun rise and everything move in a proper way. So here, the story also gives depiction of prostitute in a detail and her bodily features and that leopard person attraction to the lady, every prostitute, everything is given in much detail. But the point, the context is quoted about the purity of a wife and chastity of a woman. So the whenever Shastras give glorification, give the descriptions of woman's body and their nature, but as per the context, we have to understand them. What is the point needs to be understood. And here, the point, although glorification of the bodily features of the woman is given, but point here stays by the Kashyap Muni is that the situation where the wife is forcing to beget a children, and already there was a huge mess happened. Two asuras have got born and they have created such a havoc in the world. And after that, Diti is again requesting for a son, and that too not for a good cause, that too to kill the Indra, who is a lord of the universe here, Swarga. So that's why here the Kashyap Muni is talking about the woman's nature and everything, and Srila Prabhupada is also quoting in the purports the various quotations of Chanakya Pandit and everything. So Shastras, they stress certain points at certain times, but we have to take the positive side and understand what the purpose is, that we have to leave this Bhoga Vritti and go to the Seva Vritti. The conditioned soul has a Bhoga Vritti naturally here in this material world because of conditioned state. But somehow, in association of devotees, under the instructions of spiritual master, and following the instructions of Shastras rigidly, we have to convert this Bhoga Vritti to Seva Vritti and follow the spiritual path. So that's why these Shastras are called as Vaidurva Mani. The nature of Vaidurva Mani, as you see, it reflects like different colors of Vaidurva Mani can be seen as per your desire. Or also Shastras are compared as the Kalpa Vriksha, who are the desire fulfilling trees. So whenever we go to the Shastras, if you approach with proper consciousness that I want to learn spiritual practices from this and follow them properly, so you will get those kind of the jewels from the Shastras. And if you approach with the different things, then you will get everything because Shastras are filled with all the rasas. So as per your approach, you will also get the jewels from that those Shastras. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam or any Vedic knowledge, there are three ways to deliver the message. So one way of delivering message, Jiva Goswami writes that the Shastras gives instruction as a king. There is a way called as a Raja way, king way. So what's the nature of a king? He will not give any instruction like he wants to do something and give something instead. No. He will say if he wants something, he will directly tell that I want this thing for me. If you want to marry, he will directly tell I want to marry to this girl. So that's the way of a king. He will instruct everything directly, no confusion. So certain times Shastras are very clear that this is the instruction you need to follow. The certain instructions are like a Rajavil, like a king. But certain times everything is not palatable for everyone. So there is another way of instruction that is called as a friend way. The Mitra way. A friend, when he wants to instruct his friend, he will not directly put heavy words. He will make a friendship and then get a faith, and then he will instruct the friend that this is what you are doing a wrong way, so please try to correct it. So Shastras also act sometimes or give instructions in a friendly way. Like a Raja way or a kingly way is called as a Vedas. They are very direct instruction for the human beings. And the friendly way instructions are Puranas, where a lot of stories are given. You read a story, get the instruction from that story, the lesson from that story, and then try to follow that, which is little palatable. And there is another third way of giving instructions by the Shastra that is called as a lover's way, or when a girl or boy, when they're in love, they do not give any message directly. They give some words, and the person in front of them, they understand what she wants to say. Or he speaks something, she speaks something, which is not very clear. But both of them, they get the instruction. So that's a special way of giving instructions of Shastras. And when Shastras are not understood directly, then Acharya's commentaries are compared with that. These are the commentaries, which are the instructions given when everything is not clear, then Acharyas gives the commentary and then instructions are more clearer. So Srila Prabhupada purports are like that. Whenever Shastras want to say, then Prabhupada also quotes some more things and things become more clearer to us. And that is what palatable for us. And many times we see the Prabhupada purports. The verse is little different. And Prabhupada purport takes you to directly devotional service. The verse is not at all talking about anything connected to devotional service or bhakti. But Prabhupada take you to the directly to practicing devotional service. So that is how, like, when lover speaks to the another one, the words are so selective, but no one understands what's the meaning of those words. But both of them, they understood what was the purpose. Like that, when Srila Prabhupada used the purpose, externally, people may not understand, but the devotees directly understand. Prabhupada wants to take us to the spiritual path, and especially to the devotional service. That is how we can understand the instructions of the Shastras at three levels, and whenever such kind of contexts come. So we should understand what is the purpose behind the verse and take that purpose, not the exactly what words are given in the translation or the whatever descriptions are given in the translations. So with this, I also would like to take some time because today is also Advaita Acharya's appearance day, who is one of our great Acharya and very important for a Gaudiya Vaishnavas to glorify him, and he is the one who is a most important incarnation in the sense, in this age of Kali, Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared as a Panchatattva. Not just a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but whole Panchatattva has appeared. That's why when we pray, we also say, Panchatattva kam Krishnam, Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam, Bhakta Avatara Bhaktakyam, Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So Bhakta Rupa is Lord Krishna himself, appeared as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhakta Swarupa, Lord Balramji, has appeared as a Nityanand Prabhu. Bhakta Avatar, Lord Mahavishnu or Sadashiv, who has appeared as Advaita Acharya, about whom we will describe in little elaborately. Bhakta Shaktikam is a Shrimati Radharani, who has appeared as Gadadhar Pandit, and Bhaktakyam, Narada Muni, who has appeared as Srivas Thakur. So this Panchatattva, who has appeared in this Kali Yuga, which is a direct incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, to deliver the fallen souls of Kali Yuga. So for a Gaudiya Vaishnava especially, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a Ishtadev, and he is the most worshipable for us. And with him, Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita, they are considered as Nityananda as the right hand of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Advaita as the left hand of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And all three together, they are glorified in the Shastras, especially Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, who are the most magnanimous incarnations in this Kali Yuga to save these conditioned souls of the Kali Yuga. And therefore, we many times sing a wonderful bhajan by Srila Narottam Das Thakur, that Daya Kora Sita Pati Advaita Gosai, Tava Kripa Bale Pai Chaitanya Nitai. That my dear Advaita Prabhu, husband of Sita, you are so kind, please be merciful to me. If you are kind to me, naturally Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda will also be kind to me. So, it is said that to get Krishna Prem, we need a mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To get mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we need Balaram's mercy or Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. And to get Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, we need Advaita Acharya's mercy. So finally, Advaita Acharya is the opening for us to take to Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why Advaita Acharya's incarnation is very important for us, because he is one who opens the treasure of mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Nityanand Prabhu. So there are many detailed descriptions and the Siddhanta, Tattva of Advaita Acharya's appearance in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 6. So we'll quote one or two verses here, which are very beautiful and describes the Siddhanta of Advaita Acharya's appearance and his incarnation. So I'll just quote from Chaitanya Charitamrita two verses. महाविष्णुर्जगत्कर्ता मय्यया यः श्रियतादः तस्य यात्रा एवायम् अद्वैताचार्य ईश्वरः. Lord Advaita Acharya is the incarnation of Mahavishnu, whose main function is to create the cosmic world through the actions of Maya. So, whenever the creation of this world is there, there is a Nimitta Shakti and then Upadan Shakti. So, anything is created, so there is a Nimitta and there is a Upadan, as even in the deity worship we see. The person, a pujari is worshipping and there is Upadan, there are ingredients. Or when we want to make a pot, there is a pot maker and there are ingredients like mud, water, and then the chakra and everything. So whenever there is a creation, there are two things required. One is a nimitta, the person doing that, and ingredients for that. So both the things are required for a creation. So Lord Mahavishnu, with his glance, so he became a nimitta, and Advaita Acharya, with the Kriya Shakti, he became a Upadana. So he is a Kriya Shakti of the Lord with the support of whose whole creation, this material creation has been manifested. So that is why Advaita Acharya is called as a Mahashiva also. And here he is also combined incarnation of Sadashiv and he is also incarnation of Mahavishnu together. So another verse is mentioning about Advaitam Harina Advaita Acharyam Bhakti Samshanat Bhaktavataram Ishamtam Advaita Acharyam Ashraye. Where, because he is a non-different from Hari, the Supreme Lord, he is called as Advaita, and because he propagates the cult of devotion, he is called as Acharya. He is the Lord, and he incarnates Lord and the incarnation of the Lord's devotee. Therefore, I take shelter of him. So Advaita Acharya, who is non-different from Hari, that's why he is Advaita. And because he is preaching a philosophy of devotional service, that's why he is called as Acharya. And that's why his name is Advaita Acharya. So mainly, Advaita Acharya is preaching about the Bhakti Upadesha Vinu Tara Nahi Karya Atayeva Nama Haila Advaita Acharya. Since he has no other occupation than to teach devotional service, his name is Advaita Acharya. And finally, in last verse, he is mentioning Vaishnavera Gurotena Jagatera Arya Duyinama Milena Haila Advaita Acharya. He is the spiritual master of all devotees and is the most revered personality in the world. By a combination of these two names, his name is Advaita Acharya. So basically, Advaita Acharya has appeared to propagate the knowledge of devotional service and propagate about Nityanand Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy in this Kali Yuga. So I'll take just 5 minutes for like Advaita Acharya. He is the son of Hadai Pandit and Nambo Devi, and he took a birth at Navagram in the Sylhet district, now, right now in the West Bengal, Bangladesh, I think. Sylhet in Bangladesh. He also had a parallel house in Shantipur in West Bengal and also a small house in Navadip Dham. So I'll take one very important pastime of him. So Advaita Acharya, he used to stay at Navadip also for some time, and that time Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra's, the eldest son Vishwarup, he used to come to Advaita Acharya, and they used to learn various shastras and learn about the devotional service. Because at that time, 500 years before, many people were more interested in karma kand and other things. And Advaita Acharya was very much in favor of devotional service, so he was propagating that. And whenever Vishwarup used to come for learning from Advaita Acharya, in between for lunch time, the younger son, that is Nimai, who was now just 3 year or 4 year old, he used to call his elder brother, in Bengali they call Dada to the elder brother. So Vishwarup's younger son, Nimai, he used to come to the Advaita Acharya's house having no clothes on the body, and without any permission he used to enter into the class of Advaita Acharya because a small child of 3 years, and no understanding, so no clothes, openly he used to not asking, may I come in sir or anything, and entered into the class. And as soon as Nimai enters into the class, all the students in the class, by seeing the beauty of Nimai, they used to get so attracted. And by seeing that beauty, practically they forget the class and just start seeing the Nimai, the beautiful face and his charming nature. And Nimai slowly goes to closer to the Vishwarup, the Dada, the elder brother, and call his dhoti and say, mother is calling you for lunch, please, let us go. And because Vishwarup, understanding the situation, he is naked, having no clothes, everyone is watching me, so better to walk with him. He used to leave the class. And everyone else, all the friends of Vishwarupa, they tell Advaita Acharya, it looks like whatever Shastras we are learning, the whole purpose of learning to take darshan of this child only. And Advaita Acharya used to say, yes, that's what I also feel. That's why I forget to speak anything when this child comes in the class, and I just see the beautiful form of the child. And then Advaita Acharya once told to Vishwarup, why do you take a breakfast? You don't take breakfast also. So that child will come once or twice in the day and call you for breakfast also. We can take darshan many times in a day. So that shows that Advaita Acharya has already understood that this Nimai is a supreme personality of Godhead. In fact, he only asked Lord to come by worshipping Shaligram and putting Tulsi and Ganga Jal on Shaligram, that Lord, please come and deliver these people of Kali Yuga. So he is the reason why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So I will take one or two pastimes and just. So one time Advaita Acharya was feeling that let me understand this small child Nimai, whether he is a supreme personality of Godhead. Although he knows that, so he secretly went to the Shantipur. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one time understood the heart of Advaita Acharya, and he's trying to test me. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent one of brother of Shiva's Thakur and asked, call Advaita Acharya to Navadip and I want to meet him. So Advaita Acharya understood. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally is calling me. So I want to test him fully. And I want to take his blessings directly. So Advaita Acharya said, I am coming, but I will not come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. I will hide myself little away in Nandanandana Acharya's house. And if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally calls me, then I will understand he is my master. He is the Swami. He is the Lord himself. And I have one more desire, that he should give his blessings to me and also chastise and accept me as his servant. So Advaita Acharya went to Nandana Acharya's house and hidden himself. The Shiva's Thakur's brother went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and told that he cannot lie directly that Advaita Acharya is not coming, because he knows Advaita Acharya has come, but he is not coming to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. So he said, Advaita Acharya is not coming to you directly. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I know he is hiding there in Nandana Acharya's house. Ask him to come directly and meet me. And then devotees went and told that Mahaprabhu has understood and that he only said that you are hiding here, so now you please come. And then Advaita Acharya felt, yeah, my master has identified that I am hiding and he has understood my heart. So he came running, offered obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and directly put lotus feet. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put his lotus feet on the head of Advaita Acharya, and Advaita Acharya became very happy. But then another desire which he had, that my master should behave like my master, but now because I'm a teacher, he's respecting me a lot. He's giving a lot of respect to me. So then Advaita Acharya secretly started preaching a different philosophy in Shantipur. And then devotees went and told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Advaita is preaching something which is not palatable to the Vaishnava Dharma. He is speaking some another philosophy. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that, he went running and he kicked on the uh, chest of Advaita and said, Nara, Nara, what are you doing? You only asked me to appear, I have appeared to spread the devotional service. And now you are preaching some another message. What is this? The wife of Advaita Acharya, Sita Thakurani, she said, what is this? He is the old man. You are directly hitting. He will die. Don't hit. And then Advaita Acharya started dancing. Yes, now you accepted you as your servant, and you have become master and kicked me. This is what I wanted to do. So in this way, Advaita Acharya has always been very submissive and accepted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Supreme Personality of Godhead. And there are many wonderful pastimes of Advaita Acharya in the future also. So at the end, I will just, because a lot of pastimes, but for ISKCON specially, Srila Prabhupada, before going to USA in Western world, which was instructions of his spiritual master, practically he, from Calcutta, he used to come to the Shantipur and pray to these deities of Advaita Acharya, Shishi Radha, Madan Mohan, and the Shaligram, to bless them so that he can fulfill the desire of his spiritual master to preach Krishna consciousness in the Western world. So for us, we have a most important pastime of this Srila Prabhupada, every day visiting Shantipur and praying to these deities of Advaita Acharya and Advaita Acharya himself to get the blessings and preach this message of Krishna consciousness in the Western world. So with this, I will stop. It's already over time. So we shall end here. Hare Krishna. So any comments? Yes, Father. So welcome also Maharaj who has come here. So to this assembly of Vaishnavas, thank you for coming and blessing us. Hare Krishna. Any comments, Madhaji?